Welcome to VSEnMe. I am your host, Brittney Painter, and we are here at TechXchange in Orlando. I am here with the famous Cable Rose from Emma. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Brittney. I appreciate it having me.
Yes,
It's been a great week. How's your week been?
Amazing. It has been amazing. How about yours?
This was further expectations than I could have ever imagined. It's been fantastic. Great event, great vendors, absolutely stellar crowd, and great presentations by everybody, both technically and for the social aspect of it being here. It's been a great week.
I absolutely agree. It's seriously like a nerd fantasy in here between the giant slide, all of the video games. I'm just like in heaven. So this has been awesome. Cable, I've been spreading your name far and wide this entire week, mostly because Emma has a VSEn track. Is that right?
That is correct. So you tell us about it, though.
Well, I was going to say, do you want to tell us about Emma first and give us an intro?
Sure. Emma is a program put together last year. A couple of us got together and decided that we wanted to train the world. We want to build an army of mainframers that are prepared to go into organizations and prepared to come on board. New to Z talent is what it was. But we're doing it on an actual live mainframe. So our trainers get opportunities to sit behind a keyboard, not just an emulator, not just a screenshot of something through a training program. They're getting to actually write code and get to do those things while they're in our learning program. And our program has grown. We've had a couple of inputs. Actually from 21CS. We had some, hey, what about adding some C++? Or hey, what about adding a VSEn track? And so we've added additional tracks to our SysProg and our app dev programs that we've got as a baseline. And now we have additional education, additional training. Once they finish our baseline training, they can go into and do some of those other tracks and VSEn is one of those.
That's wonderful. And it's free.
It is a free program.
It's free. It's online.
It's online. You can go to our Emma.foundation. You can find us online. The process is really just sweat equity. We just want to give the effort up front to put this information in front of people. And then we've aligned with clients such as yourself and others who are saying, hey, it's great training. It's a great opportunity for these learners to come on. And now you have an additional reach into organizations that need talent, organizations that need support for certain learning, such as VSE support. So when VSEn is out there and it needs supported, then we can say, hey, we've got a pipeline of people that are from point A to point Z, whatever that looks like, and get them into where they need to be.
That's wonderful. And you guys, you continue to follow them right after they're placed, or that it's not just a drop and go?
So it's a great question. The intent of our program is to train them up front, but it's a natural apprenticeship. We would like to get them hired and put into a role, and then that continued education is where we come in. Now, we have a lot of learners who've come through and actually gotten and landed their own roles through online postings, online jobs. They've already found their own sourced positions that are out there, which is great. That's still a win-win-win-win-win. It's a win for mainframe. It's a win for us. It's a win for everybody.
Yeah.
The client, the employer, everybody, and then of course the person who's getting into their role. But our intent is to train you now, get you that baseline, get you that passion, get you behind a keyboard, and then when you go on board, we'd love to come on and continue your education with you as an apprenticeship program and be able to take you to those next depths of learning within your own organization.
Wonderful. Providing that support and that continuity, which will really increase that retention. That's amazing. Yep. I love that. And being new to the platform myself, that just tickles my heart. That's a wonderful thing. It makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside.
So Brittney, I too, I've been here about 3 or 4 years, and I don't have a technical background in this space, but I love the community. I love the people here. But let me ask you a question. So you've probably told your audience, and they probably already know, but when did y'all acquire VSEn?
2021.
So 2021, and now the push, if I may, because I've seen you and 21CS and all of its efforts to say, hey, we're here, we have this wonderful program, we have this that we want to support. I love what y'all are doing about that. And
Thank
so
you.
I
Thank
love to see that
you.
happening. And because of that, I now know that you've, again, at TechXchange, rubbed elbows and bumped into people throughout the entire industry that have VSEn on their platforms. And they're like, wait, I need support for that. And, oh, hey, I've seen you. Oh, hey, let's. And so all of those dots I've seen this week kind of connect from y'all purchasing and owning now with that 2021 purchase to today. It's only been a few years. Obviously, you had a pandemic and everything else out there, but to know that y'all are supporting it to the depth that y'all are doing, it's fantastic. And I've heard it from others here at the exchange.
You. I really appreciate that.
And
we have such amazing customers across the board, but my VSE customers are just one in a million, and the vendors that support them and just everybody in this community has been so welcoming to me. I can't thank them enough, and thank you enough, because really you've helped segue that. It's been incredible. Everybody seems to have touched VSE at least at some point in their career, whether it was the late 70s or the early 90s, at some point. And so I love that experience, and I love that enthusiasm for the revival of this platform. So I really enjoy that. And with your track on Emma, that really just solidifies, this revival campaign here.
And I can't take credit by any means. I appreciate her bringing me on the show, but the organization of Emma, they're very, very smart people in the organization. And when the question came up and the inquiry came up about VSE, we were like, yeah, let's add that to it, and we'll make sure we can support it. And so we've got the right men and women behind the scenes building and designing that program in a continuous effort to continue to strengthen it as we put people through and into that track.
Speaking of behind the scenes and some smart folks, you really do have some smart folks. I know Jeffrey Decker is one of them.
Yep.
You want to tell us about some behind the scenes folks?
Sure. So the two gentlemen that started the company is Dr. Cameron Say with Eastern Carolina University, Professor Jeffrey Decker up at Northern Illinois University. They were the two brainchilds behind Emma, and as they put it together, they bring each of them 20 plus years of academic instruction in COBOL, assembler, a lot of the IBM languages. That is where we started. But then on our team, we have other members such as Emmett Olivier, and we've got Michael Myers. Mike Myers has been in the industry for almost 50 years. And so we've got subject matter experts that are in the team that are helping design those programs or helping design the output of those programs. And so it's really great to have that kind of collaboration internally. And that's just to name the ones that are, we'll call them Emma actual members. And then we have all of our other members that are like in this community, they're all connected in some way, somehow. We've got probably 15 or 20 more that are in behind the scenes that give us feedback and give us inputs on those programs as we build.
That's wonderful. And they're also part of that mentorship, structure, support. And so that's really incredible to have that for not only the young folks, but the folks like me who are, changing careers or going on to a second career and may feel, very insecure about coming on. You have that person, that senior person to really fall back and talk to. So I feel like that's amazing. And I'm curious, because everyone always has a great story. How did you end up in mainframes? Because you are not a technical person.
Myself? How did I end up?
How did you end up here?
So I did 22 years in the military.
Nice.
Retired, U.S. Air Force.
Okay.
So I retired out of the U.S. Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was, my father was in, I didn't really have it was my calling type of moment. My car broke down in front of the Air Force recruiter's office, and that's how I joined the military. And so I appreciate that.
That's amazing.
That's an honest story.
That's hilarious. I love that. That's great.
But when I got on, I really fell in love with the purpose of what I did, and I spent 22 years. But getting out, I had retired, moved to South Florida like most other people do. I'm watching the squirrels play in the yard, and a coworker, a buddy of mine from the military, had gotten onto an organization called Franklin Apprenticeships. They're now called Franklin Skills. They've rebranded. But Franklin Apprenticeships was delivering the IBM mainframe apprenticeships for 4 or 5 years. And he had said, hey, I think you'd be a great fit for a success coach, a coach of members that are not technical, but a coach of a member who's learning the technical and support them in their new to Z journey. And so I interviewed and got hired on to Franklin Apprenticeships. I spent 3.5 years with them, fell in love with not only coaching, I'm a people person, as you can tell, Brittney, but fell in love with the community of mainframe, of how we support each other and how we want to continue to grow with others. And so I spent 3.5 years with them before transitioning over to Start, and as a startup found Emma here on the other side of the house. So I just wanted to continue it. I want to take people, men and women who are interested in mainframe, whether they were construction, whether they were medical field, healthcare, whether they were prior mainframe and they want to come back, whatever that looks like. If you're interested in mainframe, our program is the intent is to just train you. We have the sweat equity, we have the educational background, we have the platform to do that. So we want to just train that army of mainframers, right? Get them out there, get them started, and then align with the clients that understand what we're doing. Those clients that are coming on that say, oh, I see what you're doing. I understand what your efforts are. And when they show up on day one, they're ready to deliver. They're actually ready with behind a keyboard. They know what a JCL is. They know how to pull a data set. They know how to allocate whatever.
They're not
they know
just
those
Googling
things.
mainframe.
Correct. And so they've got live experience on a live mainframe. Because of our platform, we have access to a few mainframes that we can actually put our learners on. And so from way out of the left field where your question started, how I got into this field, I got into it and then I fell in love with it. And now my passion is mainframe, and I want to put people into this passion as well.
I will say everybody that I've talked to ends up here by happenstance, and they stay because of their heart. They love it. They fall in love with the community, and that's wonderful. You brought up a great point. You know, you don't have to have that background. You don't have to have that technical, you know, computer science degree or you know, mainframe specific degree. What are the key qualities you would say for success for somebody like me coming from, or like you coming from another industry and wanting to explore mainframes? What are some of those key things that you think are foundational?
So I do think it takes some people with an open mind. I like curiosity. It's always a good word. If you're curious in this space and you get into it, and you find that that's interesting. What was that? And then you're down another rabbit hole. You're down another rabbit hole. I think curiosity is a strong one here. But at the same time, I do think that it takes someone that has the patience to know that they're going to be getting into something long term. This isn't just, and I'm going to use the term new sexy, Apple and your Googles and all of your other big fancy companies. Some of that is new sexy. And this may not look like the new sexy, but it runs 87% of the entire industries out there, and what it does is so much more impressive than a quick fix to something. And I think the men and women who get into this industry find out that this is bigger than they ever thought it was. And so I think that curiosity and that desire to explore, I think exploration is a big one. Those are key to being the mainframe. And when they get in here, and then that's why men and women are here for 40 or 50 years, is they get in, they have passion for it, they're curious, and then they go to explore, and it's never ending. There's so much to learn in the mainframe. I think it's a great avenue.
Absolutely agree. I've never seen another industry that has had such loyalty like this one, where you absolutely run into people everywhere that have been in this industry for 40, 45, 50 years. And they still love it and they don't want to leave. So that is a testament of itself. Where do you want to see this industry go?
Mainframe?
In general.
You know, that's a I don't know, Brittney.
That's a
fantastic question. Where do I want to see it go? I don't know. You know what? I don't know if I have a vision of where this community goes. I think it's a great question, but I will tell you, I'm along for the ride.
Awesome.
Because coming here prior to this week, I've never been to a TechXchange. I've only ever done this remotely in the community space, and I feel very connected to people in this space. But coming here and seeing just how diverse of technology, how diverse of the men and women who are here, but how diverse the creativeness of how this platform is utilized.
Absolutely.
I couldn't tell you where it's going to go or where I want to see it go because it's literally going in so many different directions. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I think there's so many different innovative things on this platform that I just want to go along for the ride. I don't have that down the road vision of where this is going, so I'm just going to go along for the ride.
I like that answer. That is great. You're so right. There are so many different directions and so many different ideas. I feel like when you get this many creative and innovative people in one space, we're going to have a time machine by the end of the week. I swear, because it's just it's amazing. I keep using that word. I'm sorry.
No, it's a great word though.
But
But Brittney, if you have clients, y'all own the VSE and y'all are supporting it and y'all are driving the future of it. And if you've got clients that are out there that are looking for the support, obviously y'all are it.
Yep.
And then if they're looking for that new talent or those new people to come into supporting on their end for supporting VSE and VSEn, just let us know and we'll align with everything you got and connect the dots and put people where they need to be.
Awesome. That is wonderful. And you also work with companies like us to help coordinate new talent and bring them in. So that's wonderful. It's amazing for the industry, and it's really growing just the mainframe world, making the world a little bit bigger.
I agree.
So I think that's great. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody or call anybody out? Because it seems to be the growing trend
on the show. On the show. Oh man.
Not to put you on the spot. Or anything,
that did
Cable.
absolutely put me on the spot.
I'm
Who
just
do I want to shout out? I don't want to shout out anybody, but I will shout out to IBM TechXchange for hosting us this week. If you don't know, and if you have not had an opportunity to go to a Tech Exchange, you've got to go. This year has been obviously their biggest and baddest one yet. But to the team, the men and women that put this together, I want to give a shout out to all of them. Everybody behind the scenes, everybody from the men and women, from the food and beverages stations.
Dude, the food's
all
been
the way.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been off the hook. I've been eating way too much.
Food. It's so great. Yeah.
But everything about this facility, everybody from security, everybody through to the design of how it was laid out. I'll give a shout out to IBM TechXchange for this week and for the buildup of this week. The entire year has been great building up to this week.
Thank you so much. You're like my co-host. I'm just going to keep. You're going to do more episodes with me, Cable.
We can do that. We can do that. Brittney, I appreciate you having me.
Yes, thank you so much. This was wonderful. It was wonderful meeting you
Absolutely, in person.
I was fangirling on LinkedIn, so this has been wonderful to kind of meet you face to face and share this first time tech experience with you. So
I appreciate it.
Thank you guys again. This is VSEnMe, Brittney Painter, Cable Rose from Emma. Join us again. Thank you.